Oh. Well, I don't think we can get totally well. Let me see here. That's a little bit better. Whew. Man, I'll tell you, that fan over there on the window is not cutting it. It's because it's not blowing over here to the corner. I'm kind of in the corner. I've got an end table set up here. You say I'm in my new living room. It's not finished. No, it's not finished. This right here, that is the what are they? 1x3s strapping that I had screwed up on the floor joist up here, or ceiling rafters, whatever you call them. Okay, as a shelf for my son. And I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use them. If I can rip them down the middle, sort of, I think I can use them as nailers for in between the rafters. And looking up there, I have got some nails that were misfired when they were building this thing that I didn't realize were there. And I got to get them up out of the floor, and hopefully the thing is fastened properly along the stud. I won't know until I get up there and start looking at the floor. It's on the list. The ceiling's not going to be done anytime soon. Okay. You know, there's other things that are more important to deal with than the ceiling. Ceiling, I can deal with that during the winter. Okay. My main concern right now is get the walls done so I can paint them. Okay, so we can use the space. That's my main concern. And I'm looking and I'm like, should I just go ahead and tackle it, you know, with the insulation issues? Thing is, we've had some mouse issues, which is why some of this insulation I've had to throw out. So by putting blocking up, the mice can't go upstairs. Okay. And as I'm going along, I'm putting the wallboard up. They can't get through the wallboard. So at least in theory anyway. So I'm knocking out the mice though. I'll tell you. Haven't had any last couple of days. Tell you there's little mouse traps. I should have grabbed one to show you. I get them on. Hey, Brandon's Outdoor Adventures. How you doing? It's going to be an interesting day. Could not go to church this morning because our truck is still in the shop. And right now there is a storm moving in. So we'll see if it actually hits us or if it goes around us. I can see the dark clouds and it seems like it's coming towards us, but we'll see. Goats are in the run-in. I don't know where Chucky is. He's around somewhere, I'm sure. I didn't see him, so I didn't go down there to put him away. He gets out, and he can't figure out how to get back in. Crazy cow. That's what I know he's not a cow. I know he's a steer, you know, but it's just, you can figure out how to get out, but you can't figure out how to get back in by yourself. I have to put him in. So anyway, I was just looking at the walls. I'm so close to having this room finished. You know, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do what I got to do and just knock it out. Just knock it out. I think that's what I'm going to look to do tomorrow and Tuesday. I'm hoping and praying that our truck is ready by Wednesday. I'm really hoping and praying that it is. Because it's been a little rough not being able to just go and get what you need. Like, oh, there's the rain. So we'll see how well everything works. One thing, I need to get some kind of a caulking or something to fill in some of these gaps. Some of the gaps are wider than others. Oh, hi, Heavens Bound Homestead. I got a storm this morning. Oh, thank you. It's dark, and when it's done, it'll be bright because I've got a nice light color to paint the walls with. Um, so, and that's what I want because there's only one window over here, and it's like over in that direction. Okay, so everything is dark in this end. So I want it to be a nice bright color in here, just to kind of brighten things up. And I've got some wall mirrors to hang up on the walls, and hopefully that'll work out with some of the other wall decor I have. That I can put those up, and it'll help to brighten things up. When you put mirrors up, it helps to brighten a dark space up, especially if you have a light in front of it, because it refracts the light, makes it more than it was. So anyway, we'll see. I just came in from weed trimming the yard outside. I didn't get all the yard done because I saw all the dark clouds coming, and it's like I had a feeling it was going to hit sooner than what they were telling us anyway. So it's a good thing I did because I got in and I got put the weed trimmer away. Yeah, so I got that all. I got the one area done that I really wanted to get done, and that was my outside shower. Yeah. Thunder. It's not real close. It sounds distant. So anyway, that's what I was doing. And a little bit winded, but it needed to be done. I tell you, the grass was so thick that it was having a hard time getting through it. I did a little bit this morning. It was still a little bit damp, and I let it dry, and then I went out and did some more. Got over by the outside shower done, which really needed to be done that bad. I got to figure out a better setup for that, but it is what it is for right now because I have more important things to deal with. Yeah, so we've got this storm coming through, and I'm looking at these bales of insulation. I'm thinking, I should probably really start working on getting that done upstairs. Make some room because I'm hoping that once that we get the truck back, we're going to get some 2x4s so I can build this little non-weight bearing wall that we can hang the TV on right over here. Just a short wall. It's not going to go the whole way. It's only going to just enough to where I can hang the TV, and that'll make my husband happy. So we'll get that, and also want to get. I have a futon picked out at Walmart, so that will be our couch. It will also double as a guest bed, so that if we have company, and there's a possibility we could be having some company in a couple of months or less, then they'll have some place to stay. We'll see. I'm just doing what I can. I'm also looking at. I still have some walls that need to be covered up. I'm not doing under the stairs right now because, like I said before, I want to see if I can find somebody who knows how to build finished steps so that our steps are better because they're not real good right now. I mean, we're not going to fall through them. Well, the stairs going up from the landing to the second floor, there's a bit of a gap, and it's like it doesn't feel safe to me. So I really do want to get those done and done right. So I just gotta find somebody. But anyway, yeah. So once that's done, or where I make up my mind, whichever comes first, then I'll do, board up the wall underneath the stairs. We're going to leave that for storage. I'm not sure if I'm going to board up this side. I might the side of the landing and keep just the underside of the landing open. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That I haven't got figured out yet. Hey, Mark. I did finally see your email, and I replied back today. Yeah, okay, so it was heading more your way than it was mine. I think we're getting the skirting edge of it. I canned all day yesterday. Oh man, busy time. That's a lot of work. Finishing bathroom today. Okay, are you actually going to get finished? Of course, I think I'm going to get finish something, and it takes me a lot longer to do than I thought. You need kick plate on stairs if you don't get them fixed soon. Yeah, I need risers, and I even need runners, because really the runners don't go back far enough. It's like one of these days maybe I'll do a video and show what I mean. But it's just for kids, it's not a big deal. They probably don't even notice. But my husband and I, we're not getting any younger. And I'm looking at that as like, that could be a bad thing. Like when I have my glasses on, which I'm not wearing my glasses because I can see better without them than I can with them, at least up close. And they're just so badly scratched. They're terrible. I'll never get glasses there again. But anyway, yeah, so I'm not wearing my glasses because, closer I can see better without them. But if I have bifocals, you don't necessarily see very well. Your depth perception is a little wacky. Okay. Sunshine here now. Oh, good. Yeah, I wasn't sure how fast the storm was moving. I didn't really look that closely at it. I was just wanting to know if we were going to get anything and if I had time to get any more weed trimming done. So, and I saw it was coming, and I had a small window of time, so I went out and I did what I could. I still have juice in the battery, so obviously I didn't get my full amount done, but I got a certain area that I really wanted to get done. So, probably won't do any more today. I don't remember if we're supposed to get rain tomorrow or not. But anyway. So, what else? Oh, yes, I said I finally figured it out. Okay. My milking stanchion is just a little over 4 feet long. Okay. Just a little bit. When I moved the stanchion into the run-in, the where I have the food, I have an end cap. So this is where the goat goes in, and then there's the tray, the shelf that I put the food bowl on, and then I had something here to block from other goats getting in there to eat the food. So anyway, that whole the food area is going to get changed. But anyway, the stanchion part, from there to the end is just like 4 feet and 1/16 of an inch or something like that. Okay, really, really close to 4 feet. So I figured, okay, well, if I go just a little bit beyond 4 feet, that'll give me plenty of room in there, and that's where I can start my wall. And what I figured I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a wall, but it's not going to go all the way over to the dividing wall of the run-in. It's going to stop about maybe 5 feet. Okay, so it'll be like a 4 foot by 5 foot little room. Okay, with a gate on it, or a door, whatever you want to say, and that will be kept clean. I'm going to get when we get the truck back, and probably my next payday, I'm going to get one of those stall mats to put on the floor, and that'll help. It'd be nice if I get more than one, but I'll be happy with one for right now. So I'll put that down there, and that'll help to keep it clean. I got to sweep well, you know what a barn's like. You get all kinds of cobwebs and other nasties and stuff. And I've got a bird's nest up there that needs to come down because it really doesn't mix well with milking. So the bird's nest has to come down. I hate to evict them because they're barn swallows, and I really like the barn swallows being around, but there's nothing going on in the nest right now. So, so anyway, so I get that all cleaned out. I get the stanchion moved in there. I get the floor done. As much as I would really love to have her in there, like within the next couple of days, it probably won't be for another couple of weeks, most likely. But I'm getting things figured out. Let's see here, floor mats are so expensive. Oh, I know they are, but they're a good investment because they last forever. I mean, they last a long time. So if I can get one now and maybe another one later, I would love to do that whole um, inside part of the run-in with the rubber mats. It would be so much easier to keep it clean. But I'll be happy if I can get the milking room done. Um, if I get that in there, then it should be all right. Floor mats for the barn, yeah, for the section of the run-in that I'm putting the goats in, especially in the milking room that I'm going to be building. Um, they're called stall mats, um, and they're like about a quarter of an inch thick at least. They're heavy duty and they're a pain in the butt to move. I'll tell you, especially if they're nasty. But it would be worth it. Yeah, it would be. Um, so that I can just, it'll be easier to keep clean. I can leave my motor in there. It would keep your legs from aching too. Yeah, but I don't, honestly, with the milking machine, I don't stand there very long. I mean, the milking machine is really fast. And what I do, if you saw my video, I use the machine to begin with. I thump her like the kids do, to get as much milk as I can. Now I'm pretty sure she holds back some um, because after when I start seeing the milk um, slow down in the tube, then I shut the pump off because I don't want to hurt her udders. Okay, and if one has stopped milking out more so than the other one, then I've got a clamp on the hose that I can shut that one off. And I mean, there's still a little bit of a vacuum in there, but it's not sucking on it anymore. So I clamp it off and finish out with the other one, and then I turn the pump off. I'm right there watching, and then after I get everything disconnected, and it doesn't take but a couple seconds to do, um, then I'll milk her out by hand. Um, who was it I saw? Was it Rocking Sea? I think I saw they've got a milking machine like mine. And he was doing the same thing, milking out by hand. Now, the thing is, he took what he milked out and he poured it into the teacup to, you know, save the milk. Well, that's why he's got a nice clean milking room. I don't have that yet. So if I'm milking out by hand, I'll give it to the dog. Sheba likes it. It's good for her. It's nice raw goat's milk. It's not going to hurt her any. So whatever I milk out by hand, I just give it to her. She helps by keeping Chucky away because I don't have a way to fence the milking stanchion, away from him. I think I said I have his date. His date is October 28th. That's his appointment. So looking forward to that day. Like I said, when I first got him, I said, he's cute as a button right now. He's adorable. But I know from experience, not necessarily with cows or steers, whatever. Okay, but with other animals, they're cute when they're babies. And then they grow up. And then they're not so cute anymore. In a lot of cases, like pigs aren't cute when they get older. They become dangerous, as a friend of mine found out. Anyway, yeah. So I think I've got everything figured out what I want to do. And I'm going to build a feed trough along that inside dining wall. And I've got a drain pipe up in my loft. I'm not sure how long it is. See, I don't remember if it came in 8 foot or 10 foot length. I don't remember. Um, but whatever the case may be, whatever's if it's long enough, of course you cut it in half. I was going to use that as a feed trough, and if that's not going to work, well, I've got plenty of aluminum gutters lying around here. I can use those. I just want to make sure it's something that that is not going to hurt the goats or the kids in any way. I got to rig it so that I no longer have kids standing in the feed trough, which is the problem I have with over in the goat barn. I have one of those little commercial feed troughs. Well, they're what, maybe 3-4 feet long, and it's got the wire in the middle. But the kids climb up on there and then they poop in there. Well, that's not good. Okay, it's not good for them to have poop in their feed trough. So I'm going to try and rig it so that they put their heads in, but they can't climb up there and poop in it. So that's what I want to try and do. But anyway, this feed trough, fill it from the back side, and the goats are on the other side, so you're not being mobbed. And I tell you, if you're being mobbed by goats with horns, it can get a little bit hairy. Yeah, you got to be really careful. And I mean, it's not so bad with the horns that stay in. Like Mama has horns that stay in, but a lot of the other goats, their horns are going out. So that's when it gets a little bit tricky. Um, but I mean, they're not trying to hurt you or anything. They just want to get to the food, you know. So anyway, if I can get that feed trough system, by the way, I got the idea from Hidden Heights Farms. He did that with his goats. Now, his is a little flimsier because he used smaller material that he had milled there on his property. I think he's got a good idea, a really good idea, but I think he needed to beef it up a little bit. But, you know, maybe he'll figure it out. But I really like the idea, so that's what I want to try and incorporate so that I can just go along and just pour the feed in there, and they'll be over there, and there'll hopefully be lots of room for them to get their heads in. So, okay, have you seen the one made out of half a log hollowed out? No, I haven't seen that, but that would be a good idea. If my chainsaw was in better shape, that would be I could do that, but I'm not real sure about my chainsaw. Debating on whether or not to get a beefier one. I'm not sure if I want to go with gas. The guy over at what is it? Is it a Stihl? I think he's a Stihl dealer. There's two good ones, Husqvarna and Stihl. And I think he's a Stihl guy. And he let me try one that was supposed to be an easy start, and it started right up for me. It wasn't difficult. But the electric is nice because all you have to do is push a button. You release the button and it stops. You know? So I like the battery. I like the idea of it. But it doesn't have the power that I need to do everything I need to do. Like I have a tree branch down in the pasture that needs to get cut up and stacked for firewood, but I think it's too thick down closer to the tree end of the branch that I don't know that my chainsaw will go through. I know it'll go through things that like that big, about as big as your arm, no problem. Or I can use my Sawzall. Harbor Freight had an electric one. I've cut down extremely big trees with it. Oh, really? I'll have to check it out. See how much it is, because I'm also eyeing a pressure washer there at Harbor Freight. Now I got to be careful because I can only spend so much money at a time. My feed comes first. When my paycheck comes in once a month, my feed comes out of it first. Okay, that's it. And then whatever's left, I have to admit, that as a mother, yes, I have bought some things and sent to my son. I got it on sale for $7. Oh, that's not too bad. I'm a still guy. Yeah, a lot of people around here are. And there's quite a few still dealers around. So I guess that's why it's a popular brand. I don't know. But I've seen Husqvarna, not so much around here, the stills mostly. But I know the Husqvarna and Stihl, they're like neck and neck for good chainsaws. So, but like I say, is it going from gas to electric? You know, been running them for over 30 years. Oh yeah, yeah. I guess you kind of know the beast then. They're a good chainsaw, and anything's better than what I've got right now. I have the Lowe's battery powered chainsaw, and it's done me good. I got quite a bit of use out of it. I mean, I cut a lot of smaller trees down, um, but it's I need something beefier to do what needs to be done. Um, that one branch, like I said, it's in my pasture, and um, it's the thicker end of it. I'm just not sure that even with my sawzall, if I could cut it. I'm just not sure. But I'm waiting to get a certain tool um, that I haven't been able to check with my neighbor about if it's ready or not. Um, so I can get out in the pasture and do what needs to be done out in the pasture. I have one of them, but I use the pollen mower, the um, you must mean the other chainsaw, the electric one, or the Poulan. There is a Poulan brand. I don't know. I may be getting that wrong. Okay. Um, yeah. So I mean, you need something to if you're living out like in a place like this, trees all around. You pretty much need to have a chainsaw. I was noticing the other day that when I was out that way, I didn't cross the creek, but I noticed on the other side of the creek there was a dead tree that fell down. It's like, okay, and it was a big one. Um, Sorry, bad fingers today. Well, you never know. It might be bad fingers or it might be spell check. Spell check isn't as smart as it thinks it is. So you just never know. Um, so anyway, um, yeah. So I've got this big tree. I haven't been out over there to inspect it, but I do. I know that there was a big old dead tree over there, and I kind of thought it would probably come down. And I saw it was down, but I haven't been over there to see if there's anything in it that's worth salvaging for firewood or anything. It might all be just punky wood now. I don't know, um, but yeah, I got the light like right there. What I need some replacement lampshades. The lampshades did not survive. I think I had one lampshade that survived the move down here. All the other ones didn't survive. Cool on. Okay, okay. Um, that's the joke on the newer Poolans. Okay, pull on. If you have an American made one, hold on to it. It's high quality. Ah, okay. That makes sense. But everything's made in China anymore, it seems like. Of course, I don't know, with the way the supply chain's been going, maybe some American industry will start back up again, making quality stuff. Who knows? I keep hoping that they will, but I don't know. I figure, locally, I'm hoping that we're going to see more local industries build up, manufacturing stuff. I know that, was it my father was, I want to think, I'm thinking millwright. I'm not sure that's the right term. But he built um, machine parts. Okay, maybe it's machinist. I think it's more than machinist. Um, but he built things, and there was one company he was working with at the time, and he built a special valve for them because they were having a problem and there wasn't anything that was out there that was already made. So he designed and built this valve, and as far as I know, they're still using it. And he didn't patent it or anything. He just, there was a problem with the company he was working with, and he solved the problem, and that's all he was concerned about. I had a Mercury chainsaw that I used for 25 years. It finally gave up the ghost. Okay, 5 years ago. Oh, I tell you, I have 2 DeWalt chainsaws for a grid down with solar. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Grid down with solar. Battery power. Okay, the battery powered DeWalt. Okay. I didn't know DeWalt made chainsaws, but I guess everybody else is. They might as well too. I know that Ryobi has them, and of course the Cobalt, which is through Lowe's, they have it. I think they've improved it though since I bought mine. But I knew I needed something, so that's what I got. There's no Home Depot around me, unfortunately, too far away. So, yeah, the battery ones are good. I don't have, well, I got the solar light. So, and by the way, speaking of solar light, yes, the light that they sent me works and works well. Okay. The one thing I discovered is I could not plug it into the solar panel that I already had up. That one is specific to the other light. I'm going to see if I can get a replacement battery for that remote. And okay. Ooh, that was a good crack of thunder. I'm an old timer. I will use hand tools before I use battery operated. Batteries too expensive and don't last long. Yeah, that depends. Some batteries are better than others. The thing is, hand tools are great so long as your hands work and you've got the strength to use them. But sometimes you just need that little extra power, Like if I have to screw a screw in by hand, it gets to my wrists. Okay, whereas if I use a driver, battery powered, it's done. So it's easier for me. I mean, I can handle doing the odd small screw, but then it gets to my wrist. If you find a running green machine weed eater, it sounds like a chainsaw. High quality weed eater. Okay. If I see one out there, the weed eater I have is Cobalt because I had the batteries already. Yeah, that was a good crack of thunder. I don't know if you could hear it or not. But yeah, I think we're getting a storm. So goats are in the run in. They're happy. At least it's keeping Billy from pounding on his barn and fence. Oh man, I tell you, I'll be so glad when I can let him loose because he is just headbutting everything. He wants out in the worst way, and I understand he wants out. I wish I could let him out, but I don't dare let him out before the end of the month because I just don't want February babies. I don't want babies until into March. So Milwaukee, I think, is best battery saw, but I found a really good deal on eBay for the DeWalt. Yeah, and DeWalt batteries are, a lot of people have if you already have the DeWalt tools and got the batteries, Yep, that's what I heard this morning. Good storm. Yeah. So, I mean, they had been calling for rain for the last couple of days, and we were lucky to get just a sprinkle. But it sounds like we're getting a good washout now. I'm glad I got that weed eating done because man, it was so tall. I almost could cut it for hay. It was so thick and tall. It's just the weather hasn't been good for getting out there to do it. So, but yeah, the thing is that what I'm concerned about is we have the tall grass right around the cabin. We could end up with a copperhead. And I don't want a copperhead near the cabin. I really don't. As it is, I had to get a black snake out of my chicken coop. So, Yeah, the black snakes, they don't bother me too much. I'll just move along, move along. You're good. Eat all the mice you want. Speaking of mice, I'll tell you, I've been cleaning them up. I had 3 traps set last night when I came in. I'm not hearing it over here, but heard it on there. Okay, yeah, it's coming down. Um, yeah, I had 3 mice in each, or one mouse in each trap that I set last night, and they go out this morning. There's a mouse in each trap. What do you do with your dead mice? I threw them out to the chickens. The chickens love mice, and it's free protein. So they get the mice. I get a mouse in my trap. I throw them out to the chickens, and they just gobble them up. So and I was just thinking that I've got several chickens that are molting, and best thing for them when they're molting is extra protein. There you go. So the chickens that are over here by the barn, they get the mice. The chickens that are in the chicken coop, when I let them out in the morning, they're getting milk. So, like tomorrow morning, I have to see how much milk we've got. I might save the milk tomorrow. If I don't save the milk tomorrow, then I'll save it on Tuesday. Um, it's just more milk than I can use right now. Wished I only had one battery platform, but have 4 to 5 different ones. Oh, yeah, that could be a problem. Yeah, that's why I went. Well, I had the Ryobi first because we had a Home Depot right there in New Jersey. It was easy. It's on my way. I went by. I loved the Home Depot. I mean, there was a Lowe's not far away either. Um, but I preferred the Home Depot, and I loved the Ryobi because it fit my hands for one thing. And so that's why I went with Ryobi. Well, then we moved down here. Home Depot's an hour and a half away. The only thing close by is a Lowe's. So that's why I have the 2 different battery platforms. But it's the 40 volt is the Cobalt. Then the 18 volt is the Ryobi. Now, I guess I can order Ryobi stuff online and it will come. Like I ordered, what did I order? Oh, it was batteries, I think. I got something that had another tool in with it, a tool that I didn't need. I don't remember. I've got the drill, the driver, the saw, the reciprocating saw, the multi tool, and the brad nailer. That's what I've got of the Ryobi tools. I had to get new batteries because my old batteries, which I had from day one, I mean, you're talking, oh my, I had them for a couple of years before we moved here. So you're talking at least 6 years or possibly longer. Um, and they finally, I used them a lot. Okay. So they finally wore out. I think I've got one of the original batteries that may still hold some juice. But the others, I think I had 3 or 4 of the old ones. So I ordered the two batteries, and maybe that's what I got that extra tool with. It's a what is that thing? It's for spraying disinfectant or something. It's like I don't use that kind of thing. I was gonna sell it, and I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it. I found it in a box upstairs. Oh, I forgot I had that. I need to get rid of it. Sell it or donate it or something. Just get rid of it because I ain't got no need for it. Um, but anyway, um, okay. So that's why I have the 2 battery platforms, the Ryobi and the Cobalt. But I try to keep the Cobalt as the 40 watts. So at least they're not exactly the same. They're different strengths. So, but um, I think my friend has, who is it she had? Is it Milwaukee? I think she's got the red tools. I think that's Milwaukee. Um, so when she moves down here, she'll be bringing those tools, I guess. Um, she still has them. Um, so, pardon me. So anyway, I'm hoping I can get the framework for that goat stall done this week. Get the walls up here, the ceiling done, not the ceiling, but the walls up to the ceiling done this week. Um, I got more than enough wall boards. I don't think there will be any problem getting this main floor done, completely walled in. I've got um, over behind the refrigerator. Um, I had one more panel of the white shiny stuff to put up behind there, but it's been outside and I didn't have a good place to stand it up, and it maybe have gotten ruined. Um, so I don't know if I can salvage that or not. Um, but that's the only thing remaining is behind the refrigerator for the kitchen area. But I'm planning on moving the refrigerator from that wall, which is right by the front door, um, over to by the pantry um, when my husband can get moved into the living room here. And that will kind of open that area up. So it'll be like a living room, and then the wood stove is right in the middle of the cabin. And then right behind that, I'm going to put the this desk up that my son was using. It's got shelves and it's just an open design, so it won't block the heat from the wood stove. Um, and I'll put that there, and that'll be like a like an office area for me for the farm stuff. Um, I worked construction for over 25 years here. I outlived my tools. Yeah, that's usually what happens. My son gets a kick out. He brings in new tools and watches me trying to operate it. I have to admit, I like some of them. Yeah, uh-huh. He now works construction. Chip off the old block, huh? Yeah. Construction is a good skill to have, I tell you. It seems like there's always somebody building something somewhere. Um, so anyway, once after I get that all done, I get this all done and start putting things together. I said the walls are going to be a nice pale color. The floor, I have some brown floor paint that we're just going to paint the floor. It'd be nice to be able to put flooring down, but you know what? Right now, I'm just going with what I've got. I've got the paint. I'm going to use it. It'll cover the floor, make it better than just bare wood. And that's what's down here right now is bare wood. So maybe sometime down the road, if I find a good deal on flooring, we'll put flooring down. But for right now, it's just going to be paint. And we'll go with that. So anyway, yeah, everything else is, it's just little things. But once I get this done and I get the stall really, if the weather cooperates, I don't think the stall will take me all that long to do because I'm using what I have. I don't have to buy anything for that, I don't think. Um, I've got hinges for the door going into the milking parlor. It's calling the milking parlor now. But yeah, I think that's going to be okay. I am looking at solar lights that um, there's two pendants on the circuit off of the one solar panel. But then again, if I can get that one working, I can transfer that over into the milking parlor. I prefer that one because it's got a low profile, um, whereas the other one is a hanging pendant. So it'd be okay for the goats. It might be okay for honey, depending. Um, but I like the ones where I can turn them off. I don't have to have my lights on all night. And really, with the goats, when it comes to breeding, you don't want them on all night, okay? Because oftentimes their cycles are affected by the sunlight. So I know that my goats are going to start going into the season. Um, It's the only other issue I have is that this we have a security light over here. I see here. I tell him he learned from the best. There you go. The look he gives me. Yep. The only problem I have is the security light over here. It stays on all night, and it shines light into the run-in. So that's not good if you're trying to breed goats, because when it's a longer daylight hours, supposedly they're not in season. But we'll see. We'll see. If I have a problem with breeding, then I'll know that it's the light, and that will give me a good excuse to have it disconnected. But I would like to have a motion sensor solar light to put on that pole, and maybe another one up at the top. It's storming. That's Chucky. I know it is. We have a driveway alarm. You go check and see if that's Chucky. That's the only thing I can figure it would be. My husband's checking. Because I'm pretty sure I heard the goats in the run-in. I'm surprised it took them that long to get down here. I'll tell you. Don't tell him, but his days are numbered. So I gotta, as soon as I get a chance to, I want to measure that new deep freeze that we have and see if it'll fit inside the cabin here. Because I kind of, since I'm going to be putting meat from him into that, I think I'd like to put the new freezer inside and have the old one, keep the old one outside, and have things in that freezer that it's no great loss if somebody happens to, help themselves. So tell him, okay, could you put a curtain up? But nature always has its way. I don't know. If I put a curtain up, I think the goats would try to eat it. You should see Lily. Lily is, I love her dearly. That's Daisy's daughter. But she'll come up to me and she'll start trying to chew on my pants. And sometimes she gets a little bit deeper and gets some flesh. It's like, no, that's not a good thing. So yeah, they would try to eat it. Curtain certainly wouldn't last very long, that's for sure. So I'm hoping once I get that stall done, and I let Billy out, one of the first things I need to do is I need to beef up the buck barn. I need to extend the pen. I need to really beef up the fence post. I'm going to change the location of the gate, because let's face it, a frustrated billy goat is a butthead. That's about the only way I can put it. So, and he has really been beaten on the gate and the post that the gate closes onto, and the walls in the buck barn. I definitely have to do something to beef up the buck barn and the pen for the buck pen. I would love to have have him and his future roommate somewhere else, but right now it's not feasible. I have an idea, a location that would be great, but right now it's not feasible. So Mark, I might tell you in a couple of weeks if we manage to meet up. But yeah. So anyway, I guess I should probably be thinking about getting off. Look outside and see what kind of damage is done. By the way, was it Chucky? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was Chucky. Well, he got a bath. He probably needed it. Or shower anyway. Yeah, I've got my two, I got a large black rubber barrel and a smaller rubber barrel that I use for feed that I swapped out when I got the old used chest freezer. which, by the way, I love it. I am absolutely loving that chest freezer for storing my feed. I'll tell you, if I can get another one, it would be so awesome because it's so nice to just lift the lid, so nice and easy. And I get the feed out, and then I close the lid. I got the surface. It's like wonderful. I love it. I don't have to worry about mice getting in there. Well, not that I worried about mice anyway, but the round barrels, the drawback with them is that they're round. Okay, so you got the space in the corner where they won't fit into. I mean, they work, and I can lock them if I have a lock that has the right kind of a shaft on it. I can lock it, so nothing can get in there. But it's just not practical for the space I have. So anyway, I've got them out in the rain, trying to get water in them so I can wash them out. So hopefully, so long as Chucky doesn't knock them over again, he thinks that anything that's upright is his toy, and he has to headbutt it and toss it. And I happen to think I left the wagon down. Usually, if I know there's a storm coming, I tilt the wagon up so that it doesn't fill with water. And there's hay in the wagon. I threw a flake of hay out into the wagon for the goats. They nibbled on it a little bit, then they walked away. That's the wonderful thing about honey. I can take that wet hay, okay, and I can throw it in with her, and she'll eat it. She'll clean it up. She don't care. I mean, if it was bad hay, it'd be different. She wouldn't eat it. But if it's still good, it's wet right now. If she eats it right away, it's not going to be a problem. Okay. I just got a round bale from my neighbor, and I had him put it underneath the trees at the back, down in the pasture. So it's getting some shelter from the rain. It's not going to keep it totally dry, but it won't get as wet as it would if it was out in the middle of the pasture. So hopefully, because it gets to a point where, depending on how much they've eaten on it, if they've eaten quite a bit and the rain can get down into it, then they won't eat as much. So I am having trouble with mice too. Okay, hold on. I will show you. Okay, just hold on a second. I'll go get it. Okay. All right. Last one in the package. This kind of a mouse trap. Okay. There you go. It's got a cup in there. You put peanut butter in it. Okay. Peanut butter is irresistible. Just eat a little bit. Okay. And hold down while you're putting it in there. Otherwise, it'll take your finger off. Okay. And you set that down. Usually, okay, along the a wall, back by a wall, or where there's something right next to something with that the mice run along it, because they won't come out. They won't run into the open. Okay, so it's got to be back against something. Anyway, that'll get them. That'll get them. Okay. And I don't have to touch the mouse to get rid of it. I just open it, as I'm flinging it, I'm opening it, and mice are gone. We had quite a few that were in the house, more than what I thought. And I got them on Amazon. I got, was it six traps, I think, for $10, and they were usable. Now, I've gotten something similar at the dollar store, but after two captures, I can't get it to reset. And I've tried, and I just can't get them to reset. So it's like phooey on that. So I looked on Amazon. I kind of knew about this kind. If I remember, I'll try to later on put the link, Amazon link for these down in the description. But I love them. This is the second package I've gotten. And I'm using them in the barn and I use them in the house. I've got 2 set in the house right now. I think that one of my traps has disappeared because I think it caught a mouse and then something tried to take the mouse away and thereby took my trap with it. So you kind of have to be careful where you put it, um, especially when you have cats and maybe other critters that like to eat mice. That you can't, that it's not going to go too far. I don't know if there's a way of rigging it up. Oh, maybe there's I don't know if I can. There's holes on the side here that maybe maybe I can run a string through and tie it down. I don't know if I even want to do that. I don't know, but that's the only problem I've had is that sometimes it gets legs and walks off. At least in the barn. In the house, not so much. Unless the cat's in the house, but then I can usually catch it. Um, yeah. So I had the Boss of the Swamp bucket outside. It works. I have 2 mice left in the house. As far as you know, you have 2 left. I thought I had them all caught. And what clued me in that maybe I don't is that either one of the cats, if they happen to be in, or Gracie will focus their attention on a certain area. It's like, I could swear we caught all the mice. Nope, set a couple traps, got the mice. And I had them pretty much, I thought, all caught last week. And then Gracie acted like there was another one. It's like, okay, time to set a trap. This was a bigger mouse. Okay, full grown, bigger mouse. And so it's gone. So I'm going to continue to try and keep at least one trap set at all times down where I know they travel. So and they're great. I love them. I absolutely love these traps. I can reset them. Some every now and then, this little catch in the back, it won't catch. I guess depends on how hard it comes down or something. And sometimes if you just fool with it a little bit, it'll recatch. Sometimes it's this plate here. It gets caught. It I don't know if the peanut butter gums it up or what, but sometimes it doesn't come off. Just lift that little plate up, okay, and it'll reset. Yeah. So this one it's pretty simple. If it's not resetting, I can fix it. Usually so. Yeah, but you can't see. I can't have a 5-gallon bucket sitting in the middle of my living room or my kitchen floor. So these work great. They're reusable. So anyway, that's my little plug for them. I said I think it was like 6 for $10. And I highly, highly, highly recommend them. The tunnel ones, mice don't like the tunnel. Oh yeah, okay. But this isn't a tunnel. I mean, you just stick it where there's traffic. In the barn, I have a couple on the floor near the feed bins because sometimes you drop feed. Okay, they're there, clean them up. And then I have 2 on my workbench because there was signs of mouse activity there. So I stuck 2 traps there facing 2 different directions, and I've been cleaning up the mice. So, I mean, I'm not saying the cats do catch the mice. They do a great job, but I think it's just I've got too many mice. They can't keep up with it. I mean, they're trying. Angel and Mercy will both go in the barn and they'll be looking for mice. Oh, I didn't even know you were gone, Mark. You didn't say goodbye. At least I missed it anyway. If you did, those are a lot like the old-fashioned, but easier to set. I'm going to get some. Yes, they are much easier to set. They're easier and they're very, very sensitive. You know, it doesn't take much for them to go. You know, so Anyway, highly recommend them. Best mousetrap that I have found, other than maybe the Boston Swamp Bucket. Um, but for in my environment where I am, where I have to put them, I love them. Absolutely love them. Just a little bit of peanut butter. Get the cheapy cream style peanut butter. Use that just a little bit, a little dabble, do you? Okay, isn't it funny? We all live in Kentucky but have storms at different times. Yeah, well, it's the way it's traveling. Hey, it was possible it could have missed us completely. I've seen it happen where there's dark clouds over in one direction or in another direction, and you think it's coming, and it just goes around us. You hear the thunder and see the lightning, and it's like we don't see a drop. I've been watching about 5 minutes behind, and you mentioned me, so got fast forwarded to what can I say? See, I missed my chance to talk about you, didn't I? That's all right. That's all right. I need to get off of here anyway because I got to get some things done. Sounds like the storm is going by, so I need to check things out, make sure everything's all right. I don't know how bad it got out there, but we had a little bit of thunder, but not the worst I've ever heard. Something about the goats. I have to go back and watch my video and see what I said. I don't remember now what I said. But anyway, all right, everybody. I will talk to y'all later. I've been really long-winded today. So hopefully I'll be able to post a video and show you how the stalls come along and when I get this all done up. So I will talk to y'all later. Have a good one, everybody.